Hey guys, Jerry here, and welcome back to Factorio. As you can see, I've revamped the production of the green science packs just a wee bit. I turned this transport belt, instead of having it go up here, I turned it this way in. That way I could place two factories which both produce the green packs, and I've also added another, like, two more laboratories here, so we have 4 in total, bringing our science speed up quite a bit. Additionally, I have also reworked how the iron is being collected, just to make it a bit more to give room for a couple more mining drills. And then I added a splitter up here, which somehow I feel actually maybe was a bad idea, because the hands do prefer to get from the side closest to them, and most of the iron would come in on the side closest to them. But whatever, they can reach. It's fine. It works. And now we finally got the advanced material processing, which is like the most advanced technology we have, because it needs the science pack too. So this is high-tech stuff. Now, in order for us to even make these steel furnaces here, we need to set up steel production somewhere. And setting up steel production means we need a furnace. And we need this furnace to cook some iron for us. So if we toss this thing here and put in a little light post here, electric pole, we can make some steel in this little thing, and we can put a crate. Let's just put a crate here and an inserter. So we now get we should now get steel cooking and put into this crate here. So that's gonna be sort of an ongoing process, and it's gonna take some time to actually, you know, get done. But once it does get done, we get steel, I-beams, even though it says plates here, and we have that ready for use. Now, as it is right now, we don't have a lot of stuff that needs steel, so we can just make whatever we need with the steel by hand. I think that's honestly fine for now, but there is a bunch of stuff that, like the engine, for instance, here, you can only make with a factory. There are some of these things you can only make with factories, so that's kind of predetermined. There is one of these. This is one of the technologies I really want. Electric energy distribution 1, which allows us to make larger electric poles that cover a bigger area, so you don't need as many of them. So that's pretty sweet. We also have access to oil processing now. We could potentially get military too, which has grenades. But I think the stuff that we really want to achieve right now is the... Let's see. We need oil drilling pretty soon, but I also want the efficient energy distribution here, so I'm gonna go for that first. And then we'll go on to oil afterwards. But yeah, we need to get started on a bit, maybe fortifying our position here a bit. We have quite a bit of machines now. They're starting to become quite valuable to us. They produce a lot of stuff for us, but we don't really have any way to defend them. So that's what I was thinking that we would dedicate some time to here. Now, if you look on the map, you can see that our area is kind of defined by these little lakes here. So we have a big lake up here, crossing over to a couple of small lakes here, like this, in a circle. And that's pretty sweet. Like, we can put walls in between here with a couple of turrets or something, just to kind of deter people coming from north of us. And then in terms of like getting a wall to the south, I'm thinking we'd steal this oil field over here as well, and then collect down to this lake here, and then cut up here. So we have like this lakey area being our territory. But in order to protect our area, we need to make walls, and walls need stone bricks, and stone bricks are made by cooking stone in a furnace, and we need to cook 2 at a time. So how much steel do we need to make a single steel furnace? We need 8 of them, and we need stone bricks as well, so we actually do need to set up an extra furnace here. Let's just do that then. Just do it manually for now. We just need to be able to cook some stone. And then I think we will... Well, right now, because of the amount of... the sheer amount of furnaces we have, the iron production is actually going quite nicely. So until we get like either more uses for them, or we get some speed upgrades for these things, iron is not... We don't actually need to process more iron, but we definitely need to process more steel. So speeding up the steel would be a rather good idea, I think. But as you can see, it consumes 16, giving us 8 bricks. We need 10 for one steel furnace, or there we are. And we need 8 of these, which is exactly what we have now. So we can make one steel furnace here. And we can just click on top of that and it'll actually replace it automatically for us. So this thing, now, it cooks at about twice the speed. As you can see here, it consumes the same amount of energy, but the smelting speed is 2, and the pollution is slightly higher as well. I'm not sure if the pollution actually has any effect at all in the game. I would sort of assume that it does, but again, I don't know for a fact. It might serve to, you know, irritate the local population and make them attack you if you pollute too much. That would sort of make sense. I think the next thing we want to upgrade is the next furnace we want to upgrade is the copper one, because we're actually making a dent in the copper ones, which is quite amazing. Even though we still have like 500 plates on me. So you really consumed all the stone already? Pretty well, pretty nice. But as you can see, the walls here are really expensive. You need 5 stone bricks for each single section of wall. So we definitely want to automate this. Which again means we need to get... we need another miner. Let's see, we need gear wheels and circuits, so let's just yoink a bit up here. We can make a miner pretty quickly. And then we need to figure out exactly what stone deposit we want to use. Let's just use this one. So this is of course an electric mining drill, meaning that if we don't get some power up here, we're not going to be making much progress at all. So we want this, and then we want it into an assembling machine to make the wall. The wall only needs stone. And then finally we want to toss it into a chest again. So since we only have these small electric poles, I guess we're going to need to make a couple of them. And let's just space them as close together as we can. So one there. And then we need to cover the distance. There we are. So we now have a factory up here which doesn't have a coal supply, but that's fine because coal lasts for quite a while in these, so we can make quite a bit with just the 50 coal here. Alternatively, we can make another little chest. Like here, toss an inserter onto there, and just toss in all the coal we have here, because, well, we picked it up a long time ago and we haven't had a chance to put it down anywhere, so... Look at all these little arms just reaching and grabbing and doing stuff. It's fantastic. Alright, so we can make 2 steel furnaces now. Let's get one at least and get this copper one upgraded. There we are. And again, the iron is doing fine at the moment. We got a lot of iron ore coming in, we got a lot of iron plates coming out. The machines can't keep up with them, so that's perfectly fine. As long as we're surplus, I'm not really too worried about reducing the like I don't want to reduce the amount of stuff being produced. That wouldn't make sense. And since fuel is actually only being consumed when an action is being like taken, like if these furnaces they stop working because they fill up with iron plates, well, they'll just stop working and the coal will stop burning and everything will just pause automatically, like without us wasting energy. So in that sense, it's pretty efficient to just like have a surplus of production. As long as you have enough production to feed your factories and such, you're fine. You're good. There's no worries. I kind of want a lamp out here as well. Just realized that. There we go. Okay, so far this is the outermost outpost we have. I have not told this factory actually to make walls yet, so let's do that. There we go. And this is pretty much defined by the speed at which the furnace can cook. So ideally we want to get a steel furnace out here as well, actually. So let's just get one of those and upgrade right away. And now we got the big poles here. So as you can see, the big electric pole needs steel. The medium one does as well. So they're a bit more expensive in terms of like energy cost to make them, but they do a lot to like free up this massive waste of space and, you know, this general mesh of wires that we have here. The big electric poles are not as interesting. Like they're the most unique of the things we have here, because say for instance we want to, we have all of these little things here. They need powers, of course, but we don't. But this thing here, if we connect this up to the system here, it will of course connect to stuff close to it, but it will also connect to other big poles that are like miles away. So we could put a pole here, right next to the mine, and we could get rid of this, and well, not if we don't need the lamp here, then we can get rid of this, and everything's fine. So that's the big one. The medium ones, they work pretty much just like an upgrade of the small ones. So basically, we could get rid of this pole here, if I could click on it, and put one of these instead, and we have a lot more coverage. These also have a slightly longer reach in between themselves, but right here it actually doesn't make sense to use this. I'm just going to put this one back. But for instance, somewhere like in this spaghetti jungle here, we could get a lot more benefit out of having the let's see here, if we try and just clean this up a bit, we can afford to pause the factory. We're not researching anything right now. Let's see, get rid of as many of these silly little poles as we can. I'm gonna keep the ones. No, let's. Alright, so this is what we have to work with here. So if we put this pole here, we can reach a lot of stuff. If we make a couple more of them, we can then hook them up. So let's see, if we put one here, we can get rid of this pole completely. And if we then extend this pole over here, actually just wondering, would it make more sense to... No, I think it makes more sense to keep it down here actually, and reach. And then this little thing up here will have to reach with another pole or something. So let's just quickly get some steel, and we can upgrade the pole, or create a couple more. So this entire factory up here is of course set up a way, like these distances are just enough that it's not going to be very effective, whatever we do. So yeah, with the with the small poles here, you're gonna have to set up 2 of them if you want to reach both those inserters. But with a medium-sized pole, we can set up 1 right here and reach them both. Yeah, let's just do that. That's fine. So that cleared up a bit of the spaghetti. I still want to do it. Like, we still have this thing here, which was apparently what's connecting us to everything else. So let's just quickly get rid of this one as well, and then we can have a look. So 1 here, and 1 there, and then of course there's 1 little thing outside the whatever. But yeah, having those 4 poles here in sort of a nicer arrangement, it looks a bit neater, just a wee bit. And for the long distance, the big poles here, they're really good. So like if we make 2 of these, we can again cut out a lot of the trouble we had up here. So if you put like a big pole here, in order to connect to we need to connect to the network in the first place. Get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that, and we just put a big pole there. Again, lots of open space, less for us to run into or get stuck in, and more space in general for building stuff. So let's see, how's the walls coming along here? 23 pieces of wall, that's not a lot, but it's enough to get us started. So if we run up here, I think this is going to be like the first. Let's build a little wall here. I really don't care about this iron, so... at least not all of it. So this wall here is now impenetrable between these 2 little lakes. And that used 10 pieces of wall. So if we like continue this across here, that's all we can do now. But now we'll also get a warning if anything's actually attacking these pieces of wall. And I don't think creatures in general can swim, so they can't get around it, so they'll have to go through it. So once we have enough wall, we can just, you know, wall off the entire area and put some turrets behind it to shoot stuff coming in. And everything will be fine and dandy. Alright, we have a lot of science packs in surplus here, so let's get some research started. Oil processing. That's gonna take a while. I should have probably started that some time ago. It's kind of very inefficient to, you know, not have your researchers actually working on anything. Let's see, nighttime, the lamps, how much power do the lamps actually use? Not a lot. Not a lot at all. 5 kilowatts each. Nothing compared to the factories or the miners. Now I'm wondering, there is some solar panels somewhere here that you can make. And they're actually pretty good. There's a portable solar panel, which that's armor crafting. That's sort of like to charge your own nanosuit. Solar energy there requires advanced electronics and optics, which we have. Allows you to make a solar panel which can make 60 kilowatts during the day. So 60 kilowatts, that's enough to power 12 lamps, or about almost an entire mining drill. So 3 solar panels can power 2 mining drills. So that's not actually that bad. It's pretty good. But the thing is, the solar panels they're a bit space inefficient. Like, they're pretty big, and you need to hook them up to the electric grid, and if you want to use them reliably, you also need to get some batteries in there to you know, collect the power from the sun, and actually so we can use it during the night time. So it's gonna take a long time before we can replace the steam with anything with the solar and stop our pollution here. So I'm hoping that no one really minds the pollution. Again, the enemies that we found were quite a distance away, so I'm hoping that they're not going to be that annoyed at us. Anyway, we have the radar actually available to us now. I didn't discover it before because it's hidden over here in the combat section. But if we set up one of these, we're going to use a lot of power for it, but the effect will be that we get automatic exploration of the map. So you can see it uses 300 kilowatts, which is a lot, which actually puts our electricity production in the deficit. So we need to get another steam engine here, which means we need to get a bunch of pipes and a bunch of steel plates. No, steel, iron. But we can do that. And then we can toss this one, like just right behind this, I guess, if we're not standing in the way. And then we need to just quickly monitor the temperature of the water here. We're only, with 4 of them, we're only reaching 80 Celsius here, so we definitely need another boiler. So let's toss one of those in here, get one of these, and extend the conveyors a bit. Now let's see, can we get it up to 100 with this? Yes, we can. Alright. So 85, 87, 88. 100, yeah. Alright, so power production upgraded once again. But at least we can manage to also have the scanner going now. So the scanner, again, it explores areas closest to you first. You can see the sector scanning progress on the right there. It's about halfway done. And each sector is like one of these little squares that you can see here. So it'll explore these automatically for us and find out where enemies and such are located. Very, very handy. Very, very useful. And we have a bit of wall now, so let's just quickly use that and see if we can seal this gap up here. Again, the more of these gaps we get sealed, the better it is. Now this one up here is going to be a bit annoying because it's going to be like either a diagonal or we're going to have to, you know, do some sort of fancy stuff with it, but let's just get started. And yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this time. Science going well, lots of science packs, factories going well, lots of surplus production of everything. We have so many inserters, we don't know what to do with them. There are a number of more advanced inserters that we haven't really used yet. Like some of them are really good, some of them are not that useful, some of them are worth, or more a bit overhyped in my opinion, but they all serve a purpose. There's also more types of conveyor belts which we can research soon enough, like a fast one and such. But that's gonna be for the future to, you know, deal with that sort of thing. So, yeah, until then, I'm Jerry, this has been Factorio, and I really hope you enjoyed. Bye!